So I've got this 2009 Prius, and with unidentified scratches coming from a parking lot or a mall shopping parking lot. I'm guessing it's probably a shopping cart. And cameraman, if you can see this, there's long thin scratches going like 2 feet along this from the door all the way into the quarter panel. I cannot feel them. You know, the old test, taking your fingernail, I can't really feel them. I have a pretty good feeling about these, that these will come out. It's going to take the SafeTsand, and it may take a few applications. But we're just going to do this small little area. We'll just spot clean it, just to make sure there's no grit on there. You use the white microfiber towel and the awesome blue. Okay, so now we've got SafeTsand and Purple Glide. Make sure you put the sandpaper on the SafeTsand, and you give the SafeTsand a shot or two. And now we're just going to do a real small area, just to see what happens. Now you grab it like this, and put kind of a firm scrubbing motion into it, and count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Okay. So you saw my scrubbing motions are really tight and like really focused on the scratch. So what we'll do, you take the white microfiber towel, and you probably won't be able to see this on camera. It's made it you know, kind of dulled. Now I can still see, the camera probably won't pick this up, I can still see the faint line of the scratch. So what we're going to do, this is really great. So we're going to do another 5-second blast. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now you saw I kind of went in one direction and then kind of came back, just kind of focusing my effort right on that scratch. So we'll wipe this off. And I can still see, these are pretty good scratches actually from a shopping cart. So we'll try it one more time. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now I can still see just a little bit of that, so we'll do it one more time. This is a brand new car. It's 2009. Most new cars have pretty good thick clear coat on it. And the SafeTsand does a really nice job. So that's looking pretty good. Now that took a couple applications of the SafeTsand. Now what I suggest while learning how to use this system is just do like 1 or 2 applications and then hit it with a Totally Bitch and Scratch Remover and then take a look at it. And then if you can still faintly see the scratch, then clean it with the awesome blue and then hit it with the SafeTsand. So you kind of want to creep up to the scratch and just remove just enough clear coat, just to remove the scratch and no more. In this case, less is better. I'm going to show you a little trick, how to put the SafeTsand paper on the SafeTsand sponge. Now on one side of the paper, there's usually like one little strip like this. So take that one off. And then when you put this on, this is the easiest. It's almost like putting a Band-Aid on. So you just lay it right on one of the edges, just like that. And then just like a Band-Aid, you just kind of slide this thing right off, and viola. That's all there is to it. Sometimes when you first take this off, if you don't do it that way, you end up with a big wadded mess, and that's no good. When you're sanding around edges where this door and this quarter panel go together, you know, there's no cars, there's no such thing as perfectness. And basically if you put a straight edge across here, you would see that the door is a little bit higher than this quarter panel. When you're sanding, if you've got a scratch that bridges that gap, open up the door and then be really careful and try not to put much attention right on this edge, on either one of these edges. Usually they have a pretty good bead of clear coat on them, but instead of trying to bridge the gap and doing a scratch across like this, open up the door and then do this part and then do this part separately. Alright, so here's another SafeTsand tip. Like out here in the broad daylight is actually a really cool place and easy. It really, when you start doing the SafeTsand and it burnishes the area, it really makes the scratch show up. And so you can tell just when you remove the scratch. Now I suggest that you can stand up and kind of look down, look at it from different angles, because sometimes you'll see different lighting. So you can look down at it like this and look straight on at it and just make sure that you've gotten rid of the scratch. So that's a little tip on examining it after you've done the SafeTsand application.